Hello and welcome to Bookselling University's Introduction to Book Life, BSU 174. I'm Carl Pritzkat. I am the president of BookLife. I'm also the vice president of business development, which means I oversee all new business and the digital operations for Publishers Weekly. And we'll talk in just a moment about Publishers Weekly some more. I've worked in digital media for over 30 years as a consultant for clients like Ford Motor Company, Johnson & Johnson, and Sony Entertainment. And prior to that, I was in the music business, primarily with Bertelsmann and their Bertelsmann Music Group. But today, we're here to talk about Book Life by Publishers Weekly. And in order to get a better understanding of what Book Life is, we're going to start with a brief introduction as to what and who Publishers Weekly is. And Publishers Weekly is widely known as the Bible of bookselling. And it was founded in 1872 and has been published continuously every week since then. In the weekly edition of Publishers Weekly, you will find industry news, as you see here. We also have lots of great bestsellers information, not just charts, but also the intelligence behind what the sales charts show. And we have reviews, lots of reviews. And it's really what Publishers Weekly is best known for. We do almost 9,000 reviews a year, and virtually every bookseller and librarian in the country reads these reviews and uses them to make their buying decisions. And this will tie in later when we're talking about Book Life, because Book Life, a big part of Book Life is providing a place where self-published authors can submit their books for review consideration to Publishers Weekly so that librarians and booksellers can know about those books as well. Publishers Weekly has a website, and on that website it presents 250,000 of those reviews, plus it's got other great industry information, and most of this information is presented online for free. PW, and here's an example of our reviews interface where you can go and search on different types of reviews of the 250,000 reviews. On the website, you can also find a place to sign up for PW's 9 different free e-newsletters. These e-newsletters range in topics from self-publishing to children's publishing to global information. Some of them are daily, some of them are weekly, some of them are bi-weekly, but they're all free, and they all give you a great opportunity to tap into the industry coverage that PW is known for. And again, they're free, and they're available to you on publishersweekly.com. Now, in 2014, Publishers Weekly decided to collect all of its content related to self-publishing and to build around it a website dedicated to self-publishers and indie authors, and that site is Book Life, which is what we're really talking about today. If you go to booklife.com, this is the homepage that you'll see. The foundation of Book Life is great content from Publishers Weekly, including how-tos. So things about how to advertise, how to do social media, how to create your book, how to successfully publish it. There's also a lot of what we call success stories, but it's really going behind the scenes with successful indie authors to find out what techniques they use, what inspiration keeps them going, what results they've seen, and sort of their inside scoop on the best way to succeed with what's going on. And then we also provide resources with our services directory. And these are people, some of them are individuals, some of them are companies that provide services in a wide range of areas, as you see on here, ranging from editing, art and design, production, distribution, web design, social media, promotion, and PR. All of these are presented in our services directory. And the services directory is arranged in a way that shows you not only just an alphabetized list of who's on here, as you can see in here, all by alpha, but also we have endorsements as well. So if you think somebody has done a good job for you, you can go on and endorse their listing, and then you can go on and see different listings and how many people have endorsed them. You can even follow up with the people who have endorsed them to ask them more information about that service provider. But the main point is to give you access to people who can help you create professional level book publishing, whether it's in terms of creating the book itself, in terms of distributing and publishing it, in terms of marketing it, in terms of managing our rights, all of these things. That's what the services directory is there for. On top of this great content, BookLife also provides indie authors with a free, easy way to list information about themselves and their books. And here is a great example of an author profile page where you can list your bio, you can link to your website, you can link to your social media pages. It also lists your books. And when we go and look at one of your books, you see an example of what a book listing page looks like. And down here, you can link off to purchase, where people can buy the ebook in this case, or the Kindle edition. We also have abilities on here to list news about your book, to offer an excerpt of your book, all of these different things. So again, you can create a listing for yourself as an author, and then you can create a listing for your book, and you can create as many listing pages for your books as you want. And all of this is free. When you post any news or reviews that you receive on your book page, it automatically gets posted to the homepage of BookLife as well. So the idea is that we're providing you a platform where you can not only promote yourself and your book, but also any ongoing information. If you're doing a speaking tour or any of these things, all of this can be listed on your page, and all of this is free. However, what most people find the most valuable at BookLife is the fact that you can submit your book to Publishers Weekly for review consideration for free. And this is the form that you use to do this. But I want to emphasize again that you can submit your book to Publishers Weekly for review consideration for free using this form. All you have to do is register on the site, just like I showed you a moment ago with the author and the book pages, and then part of it is you can then submit the book for PW review consideration. Here's an example of what we do with the reviews that we get from self-publishers. Every month we publish a scouting report in Publishers Weekly. This is so that our audience of booksellers, librarians, agents, publishing companies, they'll see what we've seen, or we're going to show them what we've seen in the last month as the best books. In this case, 2 of these books received starred reviews, and starred reviews are the highest review that Publishers Weekly can give a book. And again, all of these books were submitted through BookLife, and they were reviewed for free. And going back to what I was saying earlier, it's the mission of Publishers Weekly to provide booksellers and librarians with important information about the quality of books. They rely upon us for that. And as self-publishing has become more popular, they have looked to us to help them decide what are the books that they should be carrying in their libraries or bookstores. So this is all part of Publishers Weekly's mission, but we use BookLife as the place where you can register your book and then submit it to BookLife for review consideration. And again, this is this very easy form that you use. It doesn't cost anything, and it very easily and efficiently gets the book in front of our editors, who can then decide whether they want to review it or not. And again, all of this is free. Everything I've shown you so far about BookLife is free. So, changing gears slightly, BookLife also offers some paid promotional services, and that's what we're going to talk about now. And most of these services are designed so that our users can tap into the authority of Publishers Weekly. They can be presented basically in the weekly edition of Publishers Weekly, and also have some interaction with our reviewers besides just a formal review. This is the top of what we call a project page. In this case, we're calling it Test Memoir. Don't be fooled by the name. But this gives you an example of how you then go in and take advantage of some of these free and also these paid opportunities. So here's the button that you would submit for submitting your book for review consideration. And as it says on here, it's free. But next to it are two other opportunities, and down below is another very popular opportunity we have. And those are things that you pay for, and I'll talk about them right now. We'll start with PW Select, which is probably the most popular one. With PW Select, it's a marketing program which features your book in a listing in the print and digital editions of Publishers Weekly. And here is an example of what that listing looks like in print. Here's another example. In the pages of Publishers Weekly, once a month, we put these listings up. And as you'll see, it's got the title, it's got the metadata information, has a brief synopsis. It also has your book cover on it. Now, besides being presented in the print and digital edition of Publishers Weekly, your listing also gets presented on the homepage of publishersweekly.com and booklife.com. Here's an example from publishersweekly.com where we show all the covers for PW Select. Also, you get featured in our weekly BookLife e-newsletter, which goes out to over 25,000 people. And again, this is an example of how you get listed there. You also get listed on BookLife's Facebook and Twitter channels. And here's an example of the Facebook listing of this particular book here and also this book down here. So that's the PW Select program. And again, it's all about promoting your book to Publishers Weekly's audience of industry professionals, whether they be booksellers, librarians, publishers, agents, Hollywood scouts, all of the people who read Publishers Weekly. Now, another way to connect with Publishers Weekly is through our BookLife Prize, which is something we do every year. We accept entries between April and August every year. The big carrot on this is a $5,000 grand prize. And we also feature all of the entries on the BookLife website. But the BookLife Prize also offers authors a chance to interact with Publishers Weekly reviewers. Every entry in the BookLife Prize, whether they win or not, receives a brief critical assessment from a Publishers Weekly reviewer. And you can see here an example of one of those assessments. And what it does is it breaks down a numerical score in 4 categories: plot idea, originality, prose, and character execution. And then it gives an overall score. And then for each of those, it also gives a brief critical assessment. Now, the idea in this is that not only do you get constructive feedback from a professional reviewer, but also that hopefully you'll get some good quotes out of these that you can use in promoting your book. So the idea is not only are you entering your book in a chance to win some money and also some good profile if you get profiled in Publishers Weekly, but more importantly, no matter whether you win or not, you're going to get feedback from a Publishers Weekly reviewer, and it's going to be constructive feedback. And if they think your book is good enough, they're going to give you feedback that you're going to be able to use in promoting your book, however you see fit. The next program that we have is in conjunction with Combined Book Exhibit, and this allows you to market your book on book fairs all over the world, the largest book fairs around the world. And those book fairs include Book Expo, London Book Fair, Frankfurt Book Fair, Beijing Book Fair. And the idea is that you get to display your book and have it cataloged and presented at these sort of large global book fairs. Another promotional program that we offer is sponsored content. And by that, we mean you can pay to have an author's interview about yourself run in the pages of Publishers Weekly. And here's an example of one that ran recently. So it's another example of a way where you can pay to have promotion about yourself. Again, most of these have to do with promoting yourself in Publishers Weekly, and we feel they give authors a worthwhile, valuable way to promote their books, primarily to people within the publishing industry, which is the audience that Publishers Weekly reaches. But the important thing to remember, there are these for-pay programs, but all of the other things we talked about before this with BookLife, which is the ability to list yourself as an author, list all of your books, submit your book to Publishers Weekly for review consideration for free, and a big stack of valuable information. All of that is free. So even if you have very little budget, there's still a ton of great opportunities here. And that's sort of the recurring theme that I want to come back to in sort of wrapping up all of this, is that the power of Publishers Weekly and BookLife is available to you even if you have no money at all, right? There's a lot of great information that's available to you for free. So for Publishers Weekly itself, on the website, you can find industry news, you can find bestseller information, you can find over 250,000 book reviews. All of that is available to you for free. On top of that, there's also our e-newsletter program. Again, each one of these is free, and each one has valuable industry information that will help you as an author better achieve your goals. And then what we've been talking about most of the time is BookLife itself, which is where Publishers Weekly focuses all of its indie author self-publishing content and programs. And so to remember what BookLife has great editorial resources, how-tos, and background articles about the key elements that you're going to encounter as you publish your book. We also have a services directory which can connect you with people who can help you with each of those key elements of the success of your book. And again, these are on a variety of different topics, and you can look by who's been endorsed, and so that you can really find the best service providers in each of these categories. And then we also try to provide you with great information, inside information on how to make all of this stuff work for your book, and hopefully inspire you and really make you feel the success that's going on in self-publishing, so that you can feel like you're part of it and get the most of it. And of course, don't forget that you can also submit your book to Publishers Weekly for review consideration, which is what we'd really like you to do, so that we can keep telling librarians and booksellers about the best self-published books that are out there and are available. So all of this is available to you from one of the oldest, most experienced names in publishing, and that's Publishers Weekly, and all of it is through its website, BookLife, which is dedicated to supporting indie authors. So with that, I thank you for your time, and if you have any questions or I can provide any further information, please feel free to contact me at the email address listed on this screen. Thanks so much.